Okay, look at those. Just look at those for a second. Isn't that something? Each and every one of these pieces was made in 18th century France, and don't they just look lovely? Although, I've got to admit, even though it might get me in trouble with the higher-ups, what interests me the most about pieces like these isn't how high quality they are, which is very, or even where you can find them, which is at LKantiques.com. Rather, it's the history surrounding their creation. So, speaking of getting in trouble with the higher-ups, let's talk about 18th century France, and what was happening at this time in history. Oh, that was a criminally bad intro. Like, jail-worthy. Well, lucky for me, today's topic is the storming of the Bastille, so maybe my time in jail won't be too long. Now, most of us have at least heard of the storming of the Bastille, but what really happened? Well, to make a very long story short, France was in economic ruin under the rule of King Louis the Headless. Sorry, the 16th, and the common people of France had finally managed to secure some political power for themselves in the National Assembly, a newly formed governmental body that tipped the scales of power a little less overwhelmingly toward the nobility. So, when King Louis fired a finance minister that had been supportive of the people in this, they began to fear a coup from conservative noble elements and started preparing for armed conflict. Smash cut to the morning of July 14th, 1789, outside the gates of the Bastille, a massive fortress of a prison and symbol of the oppressive rule of the bourgeois nobility. A crowd of nearly 1,000 Parisians had gathered outside the gate and, well, they simply wanted the arms and munitions stored inside to be released. The prison's governor, the Marquis de Launay, wanted them not to be released, and spirited debate followed. The 1,000-strong mob made their opening statement by hurling themselves bodily against the walls of the fortress. De Launay countered by threatening to blow the entire place up. The mob responded by successfully taking the prison by force, where De Launay made the brilliant strategic move of getting stabbed to death in the street. Finally, the mob made their closing statement by raising his severed head on a pike. Oh, wait a second, that's not debate, that's violent conflict. Silly me. Over the course of this battle, 98 of the attackers perished, some to defenders, some to their own men, dropping a drawbridge on them by mistake, but it didn't matter. At the end of the day, the Bastille had been taken, and all the prisoners inside of it released. All 7 of them that were there that day. Okay, while that may seem anticlimactic to us now, to the Parisians of the time it was anything but. You see, a symbol of the monarchy had been torn down, the revolution had begun, and the course of history was forever changed. And if any one of you wants to own a piece of this legendary moment in time, one of these pieces in fact, or any other ones like it, well, you'll just have to check us out at LKantiques.com for more. And as always, thanks for watching.